I think when you are going to look for a coach or a healer or anybody to help you, and I do this myself, the most important thing, and this is why I do this in my business, the most important thing to look at is what content do they have there that's free, that has given you micro transformations. Those micro transformations help you to build trust, to know that you're going to get macro transformations from their paid things, right? So if you have little transformations from listening to my podcast, it's pretty accurate to assume that you would get macro transformations when you invest in a program. If you were to, for example, look on my website, you would see there's a lot of social proof. That social proof is there to actually help you to feel safe knowing that if all these people have gotten these results, you can too. Because at the end of the day, you're no different to them. Like you could say, and this depends like on your perception of yourself in the world, you could say like, oh, well, maybe they have more money than me, or they have more privilege than me, or they had more education than me. Like, yeah, but the main thing is like you both want to change. If you want change, you can have change. That's up to you. It doesn't matter about your background. It's up to you and what you want for yourself. So, being discerning and looking at the testimonials and like have a lot of people gotten results from this coach before, tuning into your intuition, and then also seeing like, have I gotten micro transformations from them before? Dive into their content. Do you feel like they know what they're talking about? Do you feel like they're the embodiment of their work? If not, wait a bit longer until you can do some more research with them and, then decide whether you hire them or not, or maybe you don't hire them and go to somebody else. But at the end of the day, like you are responsible for who you're hiring. So I think it's very petty and immature, frankly, for people to go around blaming other people when, yes, I agree. I completely agree. There are some very shitty coaches in the industry. I've heard of some very bad situations, people claiming to be able to do things and they can't do, people re-traumatizing people because they don't know how to actually like break trauma cycles, like all that kind of stuff. And, sometimes the client has a role to play in that of like, were you receptive? But I also know that there are coaches out there. I know for 100% fact they don't know how to do what they're doing for various reasons. So the point being is I'm not saying that, I'm better. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that the coaching industry shouldn't have regulation. And I'm actually not saying that some of these accounts that are sharing like bad practices and really, really unethical practice, I'm actually not saying that's bad because I think that awareness is actually really important and really beneficial to people, especially those people that do have a lot of trauma, are in a trauma response and don't know how to choose something for themselves. And I also want to say that person shouldn't be going to a coach. If you like, if a person does not have the ability to know that they want to do work on themselves, to be, to have the desire of, I want a better life for myself. You're not at that stage yet where you have self-motivation. You actually need to be going to like a psychologist or a talk therapist. Those people that don't they're not self-motivated, they shouldn't be coming to a coach yet. They actually should be going to, because they should be going to a therapist or a psychologist. The reason why is that the thing with coaching is that it's very much the client is really taking responsibility for their actions and really doing the homework and really showing up for themselves. That's what's going to get you the results, right? Is like not just coming to the sessions, but then also living it out and depending on the type of coaching that you're doing.